Okay, ready.
All right. So we're cutting into the long 6-month awaited venison prosciutto. This came from a doe I harvested, I think, mid-November. So I salted it for 40 days, and then I did the wash with the red wine, and she's been hanging in the loft in the shed. And pulled it down, and it has done perfectly, as you can see. It's actually a pretty simple process. It's just takes time.
And so you've made, what is this called?
It's venison prosciutto. It's done in the prosciutto style. It's salt cured with mostly kosher salt, but I also used about 25% of the Himalayan pink salt. Namely, because if I used nothing but the Himalayan pink salt, it would have cost me $80 just to cure the thing. So, here we go. I'm just cutting it as thin as I can with the knife I have. The venison just has a silver skin, so it doesn't have that big fatty rind like pork would. So it's going to be a little drier. It's a little harder to cut. And then, obviously, this is not the knife that you would traditionally use. But it's working. Not getting the big, beautiful cuts, but like I said, this is a lot drier meat. You know, it doesn't have the intramuscular fat or anything like pork. And if this was pork, it would take another 6 months. We wouldn't have been cutting into this until November, December next year. But because this doesn't have the fat in it, and obviously it's much smaller than a ham leg, you know, you're looking, it was ready 2 months ago, but I wanted to let it go a little bit longer. And this is cured, so if we don't want to cut any more off, hang it back up. You'll have to take a little bit of, you know, this will dry out a little bit. You'll have to take a little rind off of it. But
so what does cured mean?
Just salt. It just means it's cured. It's cured and aged to where you can eat it. Because this is not smoked. It's not cooked. This is just salted fermentation going on. That's one of the things that you do when you wash it down with the wine. Is start a fermentation process. This is how you indefinitely keep a large piece of meat with no refrigeration. Obviously you need the salt in the wine, but this piece of meat right here will keep indefinitely. It'll get drier over time, but it won't go bad. So this is old school stuff.
Prosciutto, when you say that, what's it typically used for? How is it served?
Just eaten, just like it is. Sauteed up as you would any ham product. Like I said, this is venison, but a common thing with prosciutto, if I had the right knife to cut the right sleeves, is one of the common things is take something like asparagus and wrap it with it, which obviously I can't do here, and then you saute that for a little bit, or anything you would use prosciutto or a type of ham for. Like I said, this has a little bit different flavor. It's much leaner. It doesn't have the fat because it's venison. It's good. So this is actually